Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to continue building our product page by adding two essential features, the variant selector and the quantity selector. These are crucial components of any product form, especially if your stores offer products with multiple variants like size or colors. So let's jump right in and start working on it. So as you can see in the previous video, we created the basic structure of our product form, but today we will add more functionality by allowing user to select different variants and specify the product quantity of the product they want to purchase. Let's check what blocks do we have. So we have variant selector blocks for our variations and quantity block for the quantity selector. Let's use this. Let's create a quantity block first. Let's copy this and let's make a condition here. So when our block type is quantity, so we are going to display our quantity selector field here. So let's create a container. Let's create a div here and let's give some classes to this div. Let's say pb2 and let's add flex class. Let's add width of, let's say 32, which is 128 pixel. Let's say justify center and items center, py, let's say 3 and px2, and let's add border to it. Let's remove this pb2 class and create one more div here and add this class here. Okay, let's add pb2 for this div. Okay, now here we are going to add our selector. So let's create button here. Let's say type button and let's add some classes to this button. Let's add flex and justify, let's say center, items center, and let's add h8 and w8. Let's add padding of 1 and here let's use render icon minus. If you don't have this file in your snippet folder, create this file first. Okay, let's copy this and add one more button here. This is for plus icon. Okay, so I have created these two files, icon minus and icon plus, in my snippet folder, so that's why I'm using it. So let's here in the middle of this two button, let's create an input element. So input type text, let's give this an id quantity. So let's give the default value of 1 and let's add some classes here. Let's add width of w14, text center, and on focus let's give this an outline of none. Okay, so this would be our quantity selector. Let's save this and check on the front end. So you can see we have a quantity field here. So now we are going to add this increment and decrement functionality. So we are going to do this by using Alpine.js. Let's start by using xData. Let's initialize a state, let's say count, which would be 1, and let's create two functions here. So our first function would be increment, and here I'm going to use this dot count plus plus. So our next function would be decrement. So here first we need to check the condition if the count is greater than 1. So let's do that. If this dot count is greater than 1, only then this dot count would be minus minus. Okay, so this is our increment and decrement functions. Now let's use these functions. Okay, so let's go to this increment minus button and at click let's call a function of decrement, let's say this function, and on click event of this plus icon button let's add this function increment. So when we increment or decrement the value should reflect in this text field. So we can use X model. So X model would be count. So I think that's it. let's save and check on the front end if this code works fine. Let's refresh this. So you can see we have increment functionality working, and then we have decrement functionality also. So our quantity field is working. Now let's move on to our variant selector. Okay, so let's create another case here. Case variant selector. So to display variations, I know two methods, and I will show you these two methods, but I prefer the second one. So let's start with the first one. So first of all, we need to check if the product has variations. So we can do this by using product dot has only variant default variants. Okay, so let's start with the div and give this a class of, let's say, MB4, and here let's add label. So label would be select variant. So because we have more than one variations, let's create a loop here for variant in product dot variants. Okay, so let's start a label here. Let's give this a label of class, let's say flex, and here we can create our input type radio. Okay, so let's name this ID, and the value would be variant ID, and in the label let's print the title, variant dot title, and let's say a slash here, variant dot price. Let's add money filter here. Let's save this and check on the front end. So you can see we have all the variations here. So for this product, if you go to the back end, so here you can see I have two variants here, size and color. So in size we have 4 variants: small, medium, large, and extra large. And for the color we have black, red, and green. So here on the front end, it displays all the variations. So this is the first method with which we can display all the variations. I will show you the second and the best method in the next video. So this is it for this video. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more Shopify theme development tutorials. This is it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.